72,000 tried out. But I put in the work. I put on the clinic. It was me who ran the neighborhood. Probably even beat you at one point. But now, it's not just me, it's us. It's only the greatest who make it here. And we don't mind having to prove ourselves. That's what we do best. So remember our names, because every time tip-off comes, we're putting on a show. Every time we hit the court, we're changing the game. Because this time, it's our time.
What's up, YouTube? Today we have the final day of group play as Group D gets a chance to take the floor. The teams in Group D include Mavs Gaming, Heat Check Gaming, Grizz Gaming, Celtics Crossover Gaming, and Pacers Gaming. 6 teams have already punched their ticket into the next round. Let's see which 2 teams will be joining them. This group features a lot of storylines, like Fab taking on his former teammate Majestic, Wolf, the best defender, taking on his former teammate and the number 1 pick Dimes, and of course, the number 1 pick Dimes squaring off against the number 2 pick Fab. This group also has 5 teams, so instead of playing only 3 games, each team will play 4. The first game of Group D is Mavs Gaming versus Heat Check Gaming. Let's get right to it.
He's going to be the guy you got to watch for. Majestic at the point guard, a sharpshooting playmaker. He was their number 2 pick. Yeah. And the question is, who's going to step up? Is it going to be drop-off? Is it going to be Los? They need somebody, the third player, to set up for Heat Check Gaming. For the Mavs, we've talked a ton about Dimes. You know about him. He is the number 1 pick. He's going to be playing a playmaking shot creator off the start here. He's a guy that really loves to score. That's what he'll be trying to do. Dave Fry was their number 2 pick. He's a post-scoring athletic. Dimes with a shot inside the free throw line. A lot of people that would argue as Los.
Oh my God!
They call him sharpshooter Los. He's out there to put it up, and Dimes with a pretty move and a finish.
Big right there. Did
a great job, and now he's got to prove it on the court. It's drop off with a 2-handed flush. Down in the post, a hot shot. The number 1 draft pick for the Heat, Los. You can't give him that space.
He looked. Trying to go over right now.
It punches it down. And Majestic with maybe a bit of a force there. 16-16. Final shot of the quarter, and Dimes does it. 25-21.
Uh-oh.
Devlin with a steal. Gets it to Dimes. Back to Devlin for the 3.
Yes.
That's sharing the sugar film.
Making them
drop off. Trying to work in that post. Majestic. Love it. Big fella. They got numbers, and Majestic gets his shot absolutely destroyed. On the band, Jordan. Going down to Dave Fry.
Dave Fry.
Not afraid to use 2 hands.
Another turnover. That is going to kill this Heat Check team. JLB.
Taking on Grizz Gaming, so we still got a ways to go.
Oh, what?
Los is to his game, maybe a little bit on ball defending. Los again.
Why the hell
no? Phil. We barely knew thee. Seam for 3.
Get to know him, Scott.
Answered. And hot shot. 4 of 5 from downtown. Coming out making a statement. Dave Fry.
Dave Fry.
Oh. Dave Fry.
It's worked so well before. Why not keep going back to him?
JLB.
Trying to hit the big one. Not quite.
Dave Fry.
Ooh, but Dave Fry.
2 to go.
Yeah, plenty of heart on his end, but just not enough points to match it. Meanwhile, else right now. Seam hit another one. Why not?
Dagger.
One, Seam.
Absolute dagger.
Cold-blooded from downtown.
And the Mavs take the victory 80-61 over Heat Check Gaming. The number 1 overall pick Dimes had a great game as he finished with 16 points, 19 assists, and 2 steals on 8 for 12 shooting. However, he wasn't the star of the game. It was his teammate Dave Fry. Dave Fry was unstoppable. He finished with 36 points, 10 rebounds on 16 for 20 shooting. The Heat were very sloppy with the ball throughout the game as they finished with 15 turnovers. Hotshot, their number 1 pick, finished with a very respectable 20 points and 10 rebounds, but he was no match for Dave Fry. Dimes' debut in the NBA 2K League was very successful, and I think he showed why he deserved to be the number 1 pick. Next up, we get to see the number 2 pick in action as the Celtics take on Grizz Gaming.
Mellow East at small forward. Palm oil, please. One of the, I don't know, the most wacky name we have in the league. Fusion. He's going to be a pure sharpshooter on the outside. And from the team to Memphis. Taste the barbecue, taste the ribs right now. These guys, as Dirk mentioned, don't know a lot about them, but we know they're going to be strong down low, and that includes authentic. You got the power forward and phenom. You know, they got double phenom here, so you might hear you.
Can't quite get it to hit there.
Off the head, he throws it down.
Puts one up, but cannot connect.
And
bam, there it is.
Double D throw. Arsenal. Nice pump fake.
Oh,
Up
yes.
and under.
Arsenal.
Pump fake. You can either tap the shoot button, use the right stick, whatever your setup is. Down to authentic African.
They felt that one in Wakanda, Scott.
And for the final shot here.
Smart threat.
Will pull it early. Rebound. Double A.
Put it up, big fella.
And
Yes.
able to put it in.
Seen a lot of great big men thus far. Arsenal trying to cement himself among the top echelon. He's got 22 points and gets rewarded for that.
Fusion.
Yes.
Flash.
Guys,
250.
don't shy away from a little bit of experimentation as, oh my, look, come out of your seat.
I'm okay with the hair matching the, you know, the uniform.
I like that.
Or the outfit, as Phil would call it. Hoop in the arm
What
for
do you-
Fab. 38. Threat.
Oh,
Gets it poked away by Fab.
he's going.
And rise up. Well, it's a 9-point game.
Oh, now we're not putting nails in coffins. Okay. Rising up like the Undertaker. Fab, though, hammering him down.
And that should just about do it.
Take it.
Fusion's going to pull it.
Wow.
Salt in the wounds.
Wow.
The Celtics, behind Fab's 23 assists, take the victory 74-62 over Grizz Gaming. The biggest surprise of this game was Grizz Gaming decided not to play their first round pick Winner Stays On. But overall, this game was a battle of the centers. Authentic African had 31-10 and Arsenal had 30-16. In most people's power rankings, the Celtics were near the top and the Grizzlies were near the bottom. So overall, I think this was a very respectable showing by Grizz Gaming in their first game. Fab also set the record for most assists in a game with 23. Next up, we get our first glimpse of the Pacers as they take on Celtics Crossover Gaming.
Sure, not playing that defensive role, but they're going to make Frosty the Truth a sharp defender. So if Wolf can't lock Fab down, you're going to see Frosty the Truth slide over, take on Fab. Taking a look on the other side here, starting 5 for the Celtics. You got Arsenal in the middle. He is an absolute beast as an athletic finisher. Fab running that sharp playmaker, maybe give him a little bit different dribble moves than he had yesterday. Mel East, a small forward, you saw him be able to throw it down. And then he got Palmo. Mean Green on the road here against the Pacers. And Fab.
That's money. He had his hand up before.
It all starts at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Get there early, nice shot from downtown. Back door, that was Tucker. Frosty in the corner. Drains the 3. Frosty again.
Oh.
Punches it. Back to Fab. Finds Arsenal. Got to shoot it. Mel all alone.
Yes.
Bang. Wolf knocked away by Fab.
Okay.
Clear the runway. Wolf. That's wide open Swizzard. They need it. Got it.
Wide open swish.
All season.
Oh, come on. I think we already know.
Wolf to Tucker. Driving baseline. Patient.
Tucker. Wow. He's going to put together a well thought out plan for this. I don't think anybody thought that one out. Mellow East, just get out the way. Come.
Wolf. Two-hand jam. You can tell he's really uncomfortable at the point guard position.
Somebody quite comfortable under
game before, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
it's something they're looking to just kind of feel out and get the rhythm going. Fab feeling it from deep, and he hits from deep. 12 points right now. 7 rebounds to go along with that. Deep.
Shot 3. Rebound by POP. And ME throws it down. It's been a lot more aggressive in scoring opportunities.
I think I've seen this before. Yes, sir.
Arsenal working in the post.
He's a big boy. He wants that.
Steps and throws it down.
To Mel East.
Nelly throws it down.
Do it to him.
Fab once again shows why he's one of the best point guards in the league as he finishes with 27 points, 13 assists, and 4 steals in a 70-61 win over Pacers Gaming. Unlike the Grizzlies, the Pacers slowed down Arsenal as he only finished with 18 points on 15 shots. But besides for Wolf's near triple-double, the Pacers couldn't get much going on offense. And that could be because they didn't play their starting point guard Gunnar, because he just flew in from Europe a few days ago and hasn't practiced much with the team. This win brings the Celtics to 2-0 in group play and drops the Pacers to 0-1. The Pacers might have to think about putting Gunnar in, despite having no practice, to try to turn this around and have a chance to advance to the next round. The next game of the day is between Grizz Gaming and Heat Check Gaming.
I think this might be this is the second time we've seen their home court. But just like a point guard, he's going to be a sharp playmaker, hot shot, pure rim protector. So interesting strategy there. And on the other side, you got the Grizz. We mentioned they're 0-1 for the first time. We're finally going to see their number 1 pick, number 15 overall. Winner stays on. He's going to be a sharp shot creator. There's Authentic African, who had a huge game yesterday at slashing rebound.
Majestic with the nice hands. But drop off with the...
Didn't look good from long range last night. Continues today. Phenom from deep. Oh my. Gets it off to drop off. And he dropped a decent game thus far. He's got 7. Down to Universal. Winner stays on. His first shot of the league. Drafting Winner stays on. He's an older guy, 29 years old. His hot shot. Hot shot popped a little bit. Back to Majestic.
He's going to take that.
Got it to go. Back down there again. This time stripped away. Nice job by Universal Phenom. Up ahead. A Winner stays on. And yes, he's got 10 points. 12 and 6. Off the back of the rim.
Can we talk about...
Upstairs, they let us know that we got 4 Phenoms. Probably know our gamer names. E the Phenom.
Yeah, mine's the Phenomenal E.
Oh. And threat to Phenom. That's to the Pacers. Here in our 3rd game of the day. Hyper!
There we go. What a game we've got for you, folks. Only the second, too.
Turnover. Can Threat get his first points? Back out of Majestic.
Can he hit? Yes!
It's going to go to hot shot. I just guarantee it. And here come the Grizz. It's a 3-point game, and the Grizz to tie it up. Authentic African will trigger. That Winner stays on. He'll pull a 3. And out.
Can't get it to go. Another opportunity. Yes!
And no, it will not count.
The Heat narrowly escaped with a 66-63 victory over the Grizzlies, as the Grizzlies' three-pointer was released just after the buzzer went off. This was a big win for the Heat as they improved to 1-1 in group play, but once again, they played very sloppy. Hotshot had a very good game as he stuffed the stat sheet, putting up 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. This was also our first look of the Grizzlies' number 1 overall pick, Winner Stays On, as he contributed with 15 points. However, they drafted him at point guard, but instead they had him playing small forward. The front court from the Grizzlies was very good, as Universal Phenom and Authentic African combined for 36 points, but the guards were very subpar. Threat finished with 5 points on 1 for 6 shooting and had 3 turnovers. It's going to be very hard to win games in this league with your point guard playing like that. Next up, we have the Pacers versus Mavs. Many people consider Wolf the best defensive player in the game, and many people consider Dimes the best offensive player in the game. Let's see what happens.
Dimes, that playmaking shot creator. So he's going to be dropping some dimes, but he's also going to be dropping some bombs from beyond the arc. JBL is the German. He'll be at the power forward.
He was a good surprise for them yesterday. Really showed up.
Only had 1 day of practice coming over from Germany, but he played well in that 4 position. Looking here at the Pacers again. Wolf is going to be a shot-creating slasher. Tucker in the middle is going to be protecting the rim. And there's Gunnar for the first time. He's going to be playing a sharp playmaker. And with that... Devlion.
Oh, my goodness.
Get that. He prides himself in his defense.
Of course.
He's been efficient on the offensive end, too.
Devlion, that's what happens when he's able to...
Merit to that when it comes to esports, but this 5-on-5 is fantastic.
Ooh, so is that man.
Right up. Here's the start of the second. Wide opens, Devlion.
Yes, sir. Tucker coming in. Yes, sir. Well, he's been a great surprise for the Pacers.
Rainbow shot. Back out to Gunnar. And he goes to Wolf. And he throws it down on the...
He's doing too bad. Gonna look for him to continue on, and they're starting off. They want to see him lose. Let's just call it like it is.
Frosty!
Oh, my Lord, no.
Dimes has got it. He wants to be in front. Dimes pulled the trigger.
He'll do it
if
himself.
he can hit that. Gunner knocked away.
There we go.
Seam. Should have gave it to Yevlion. He gets it anyway, but can't. Yevlion on him. Wolf. And drove in and threw it down.
All about it. Oh my God!
Yeah. Goes right back up. Day Fry.
Giving him another chance.
Dimes.
Yes,
oh
sir. You're said than done. Day Fry, good effort.
Seam. They had to have it. Up by a bucket. In the lane. Nice defense by the Mavs. Gets as well. Day Fry trying to answer. No. Gets it back. Second chance opportunity.
He's got to find.
Big game for the Pacers.
Whoa! Big play.
He's got 28 points.
Oh no!
And there's a rip.
You don't want to see that.
Swizzer.
And the Pacers win 57-50 to move them to 1-1 in group play. This game was all about Wolf, as he dominated Dimes on both sides of the ball. He finished with 28 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals, and played great defense, forcing Dimes to have 6 turnovers. In the Mavs' first game, Day Fry had nearly 40 points, but Tucker Locks Up was having none of that. He played great defense all game long and forced Day Fry to only 11 points on 5 for 13 shooting. Next up, we have a very important game for two teams sitting at 1-1 in group play, the Pacers and the Heat. Let's get right to it.
Tucker, Frosty, and Wolf is in that shot-creating slasher, and we proved last game that he can really put up some points. But for me right now, the unwritten MVP on that team is Tucker. He's been absolutely phenomenal in the paint.
Sir.
4 heat check. You got hyper, drop off, hot shot. He's going to be playing a pure rim protector. Los, we know he can shoot from the logo. And then Majestic, can they get another great offensive performance out of him?
You're going to see some people throw it down. Sharpshooter. Just that. Deadly from downtown.
Hyper.
Why not? He's, at the end of the day, it gets you from A to B.
Los.
Can he hit again? Oh, let's go.
Gunner. Over to Frosty.
They need this one. Yes, and Frosty. Be the plan. Hot shot. He's been doing it.
Blocked by Tucker.
Is back.
Wants it in his hands.
Yes.
Nice job from the free. Almost turned it over. Got to get out of the lane. He puts it up. Rebound by Tucker, who's my spirit animal, by the way.
I'm telling you. Frosty.
In the NBA, that'd be a breakaway foul. Be 2 shots in the ball.
Packing your bags. Checking those flight times. Oh, gets that pack trying to come up.
And couldn't connect. Wolf now driving on drop off. Tucker back up top. Swizzard from the logo.
Oh my Lord.
All Pacers gaming here in half number 2. Hot shots. They needed it.
They needed. Wolf tried to go straight down.
Gunner hits a 3. One stop. Swizzard.
Can you stop that man?
Yeah. Wolf driving in on. Oh my.
Here's defense, my guy.
Swizzard. That's a lot of space, and he punches it.
And Day Fry was contained in the outing here against the Pacers. He wasn't doing too well.
This game was all about defense, as the Pacers win 66-49. Right now, the Pacers are looking like they have the best defense in the league, led by Wolf and Tucker's Locks Up. Tucker's Locks Up finished with 5 steals and 4 blocks, and Wolf held Majestic to 1 for 9 shooting and 6 turnovers. Not only do the Pacers have great defense, their offense showed up too. Wolf was a beast, and Gunner and Swizzard hit big shots and finished with a combined 30 points. The Heat so far have looked really bad in this tournament. For a team that many projected to be very good this season, it's honestly a big disappointment. Majestic is looking lost without his teammate Fab, and Hotshot, the Heat's #1 pick, is looking like a mid-tier center at best. This win moves the Pacers to 2-1 in group play and puts them right back in the race to advance to the next round. Next up, we have the game everyone's been waiting for, the #1 pick versus the #2 pick, Dimes versus Fab, the Mavs versus the Celtics. Let's get right to it.
The athletic finisher JLB will be that rim protector, And DeLeon, he's a pure sharpshooter in those Jordan 6s. He can make it splash. On the other side, the team from the Boston area, it is Celtics crossover gaming. Number 2 pick over there on the right side. That's Fab with the green hair. He's going to be your point guard, sharpshooting playmaker. Perfusion, he can let it go from downtown. Arsenal, he is so much to handle. He's a pure rim protector. Pamo, please, he's a rim protector as well. So they're going.
Complement each other well.
I thought I had the Concords on. Maybe that's tomorrow. Saving that for the champ. And Perfusion steals it away.
Go ahead and take that one. Palm oil, please.
Pop.
Take it.
4 dimes. Nice little behind the back.
They could use this
deep
one.
3.
They could use.
JLB, he lost the handle. Perfusion with another steal.
Good hands on him.
Finds POP. Nope. Back out to Mel. Back to Perfusion. Everybody touches it. Day Fry skips it across to DeLeon. Had to have team.
Celtics
trying to step back. Double team.
My goodness.
They take it away.
Not making
it's
it
a
easy.
2-on-1 break. And boom. Fab.
They don't shy away from finding that open man.
Throws it down at the end of the quarter to Profession. In and out.
Profusion though. Yes, sir.
Rebound. Up ahead to Seam, and he gets his shot pinned against the window.
Not happening. Arsenal.
Hoop in the arm.
There.
41-23. Foul.
You take this one, Scott.
Throws it down with the right hand.
Shot. Oh, back to Fab it goes.
Dagger.
Oh, yes.
That is a backbreaker. It'll be interesting second half to see how if the Mavs can regroup.
They just got to find a way to
Mel.
start putting points on the board.
Oh, windmill jam! Cavs have been impressive. Had some good teams. Seam.
Okay, nice. On his deliveries, 4-4, and there's a big
Day Fry. 5 to shoot. Skips it across to JB.
Yes, sir.
And the incredible defense coming out of the locker room. Celtics have been unable to hit. Dimes. Can he tie it up?
Over Fab.
We're tied at 50. Double teamed him every time he's touching.
Ooh, yes, there we go.
58. Fab. Profusion.
They needed that buck.
Offensive rebound.
They'll try to take it all the way in, yes. They just put their heads down, stayed focused, stays locked in.
Mel Fab. They go to Day Fry. Got to take it away from the big fella, and they do.
Profusion, put that one home. Yes.
I go for the stop here. And it's a backcourt violation. With a costly mistake. Fab to Profusion. Pulls the 3. Oh, boy.
Wow, what an amazing game. The biggest comeback in NBA 2K League history. The Celtics got off to a hot start and held a 20-point lead late in the second quarter. But Dimes and his team wouldn't give up as he staged an epic comeback that would eventually lead to an 81-70 victory for Mavs Gaming. Once again, Dimes rose to the occasion in the biggest stage, and Fab and Arsenal shrunk under the pressure. Dayfry and Seam also had great games for the Mavs, as Dayfry finished with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, and Seam had 22 points on 9 for 11 shooting. With 3 games left, we have a 3-way tie for first. The Celtics, the Mavs, and the Pacers are all at 2-1 in group play. Let's see what happens in these 3 games, and which 2 teams will be moving on. Next up, we have the Pacers taking on the Grizzlies.
To this one. Starting 5 for the Grizz are finally on their home court threat. He's the point guard in the middle. Authentic African has been really impressive to us. He's a slashing rebounder, and they played better with Winter Stays On, who they didn't play in game 1. So we see what he will be able to do as we move through this game, if he can finally step up for him. Here with the Pacers, my spirit animal, the guy in the middle, the rim protector, Tucker, he's everything. We talk about Wolf, not only is he a scorer, but he's also a defensive genius. And then adding Gunnar to the lineup, even though he struggled, he's a streaky shooter. He can band together 3 or 4 big shots on the side. We've played 3 games since the last time they played.
Frosty, as hot as ever. On the part of the Grizz, they would have a hand on
stays on. Really putting a couple buckets together. Wolf.
Oh, that.
Yeah, they got a big 8-point lead. Knocks it away, picks it up.
Here's a big jam from Wolf. Yes, sir.
Home court here. It's time to ball out. Gunnar. Wolf with a rebound and throws it down. 21-6.
And he can definitely put it down.
Come back into the last one. We've seen multiple comebacks today. Oh my goodness. Steve. No. Wolf now.
Yes. Oh yes. In fact.
That's when it gets a bit of a struggle, Phil.
Gets a little difficult. I mean, that's a guy that they just
possession of the half. Swizzerk Takes a triple.
Oh my God.
African just underneath the basket. Let him do some work. But they're not. And this isn't a high-scoring team. Right now, the 5.
Let him try and get you some buckets, some much-needed buckets. As good as feeling it.
Oh, God. I'm going to throw up.
And the Pacers dominate the Grizzlies, led by Wolf and the Pacers' stellar defense. Wolf was unstoppable as he got dunk after dunk, and Tucker locks up completely locked up the paint for the Pacers. Right now, the Pacers defense is clearly looking like the best in the league, and Tucker's locks up is the best defensive center I've seen by far. If the Pacers can advance to the next round, I see them as a serious threat to go all the way in this tournament. Next up, the Celtics have a chance to join the Pacers at 3-1 as they take on Heat Check Gaming.
Family, the point guard, he's a sharp playmaker. Arsenal will be in the center. Athletic finisher. Watch for profusion. He's just sharp. And then Mel East is a guy that can really get on the break and throw it down. On the other side, the kids from South Beach, Miami, Heat Check Gaming. Right now, they are 1 and 2. They got Jalen. We're talking about him being subbed in. There is Los, the Moon power forward, but he's still going to be a sharp shooter. Rim protector is going to be his main ability. Hot shot will be there in that athletic finisher. And then moving on, we know the 6 teams.
Oh, okay. Just that. Big smiles for him. Profusion. He'll have a little smirk of his own.
You know, we had a slice of famous New York pizza in our
boys. I'm just giving you my opinion.
Majestic.
Oh, he has been I'm trying to keep up, man.
Profusion.
Keep
Drops
up
a
with
3.
that.
You just get some different archetype choices. And
that was slick.
You know, they do show great sportsmanship.
Sure.
You could saw that off. You got Hot Shot with 19, Majestic with 9. Who's going to be that third guy? Fab, forget about it.
We thought it might have been.
Right now, the battles of the centers, but really, the Heat can't find that third scorer.
Been able to do at the center position, so it's no surprise that they're just kind of funneling it down to him. But I mean,
yeah, you said it best. I mean, they're not giving you too much of a struggle on there.
Can Los drop a 3?
Let's see if he's got it. There it is. Makes sense, but that's one way to maybe re-energize him. Majestic.
Oh my!
Pull
That's
it back.
In the tip-off tournament, intercepted by Fab. Oh my! Just lays it in 3 as well. Majestic trying to throw it down. No, sir.
He wanted a strong one there. Not going to happen.
Fab trying to create a shot, but just...
Oh, he did it!
Somehow the ball always bounced their way to Fab.
That was
hits it from the corner. Fab adding on. He's got 18 and 25.
Huge.
So I'm going to Arsenal right now because I know we need these buckets. Oh, Fab! Oh, boy.
Fab with a great bounce-back game as he finishes with 21 points and a new NBA 2K League record 26 assists. He also chipped in with 3 steals. The Celtics win big with a 90-75 victory over the Heat. Arsenal also had a great game as he finished with 27 points, 14 rebounds on 13 for 18 from the field. The Heat, once again a very sloppy game. They finished with 16 turnovers. After struggling early in the tournament, the Heat tried to move 24K drop-off to point guard and Majestic to shooting guard, but it was similar results. Next up, we have the last game of the day, and this will decide which 2 teams are moving on. The Mavs are taking on the Grizzlies, and here are the scenarios. If the Mavs lose or win by less than 10 points, the Pacers and the Celtics are moving on. If the Mavs win by more than 10 points, the Pacers and the Mavs are moving on. And if the Mavs win by more than 20 points, the Mavs get the number 1 seed, and the Pacers get the number 2 seed. Let's see what happens.
Might be the hardest fought game you're going to see out of them because there ain't no way they're trying to go home 0-4.
They've changed a few things up. Winner stays on. He's going to be your point guard here. Going up against the Mavs. Mavs going to be on the road here, head into virtual Memphis. Take on the Grizz, and let's take a look at their starting lineup. Dave Fry's at the center. He's going to be a pure rim protector. Dimes that playmaking shot corrector. And the question is DeVillin. That's right, not Devlin or whatever we're saying, deviled eggs. It's DeVillion.
The snake that led that crazy 20-point comeback earlier.
Oh boy, that's not a good sign.
Dimes out there dancing on him.
And
down to just find that team chemistry and that cohesiveness.
Phenom.
Make it work. Phenom
shot.
Still was able to knock that one home.
I don't know if you saw DeVillion there sitting in the middle as Dime throws it down. If the Pacers didn't play the Celtics first, they might have gone 4-0.
Very good, to break your own record, but I mean, if you don't make it in, it's kind of looks like
JLB from downtown quarters.
Yeah.
From there on out. Maybe the game's out of reach. It's Dave Fry.
Dave Fry, he was
25.
all
Rip.
Mavs gaming, and it all on the heels of that man Dimes.
and he will lay it in. He's a roll. You know, at some point, your #1 pick. Final thoughts on the day, Phil?
I can't say I thought for a second.
What a performance by Dimes as he finishes with an NBA 2K League record 50 points and earns his team the #1 seed in Group D. The Grizzlies dropped to 0-4 in group play and joined the Magic as the only teams to go winless. The Grizzlies' #1 pick finally got a chance to play point guard, and it wasn't pretty. He finished with 11 points, 8 assists, 5 turnovers on 4 for 11 shooting. Let's look at the standings in the group. Mavs Gaming were in first with a 3-1 record. Pacers Gaming got second with a 3-1 record. Celtics Crossover Gaming got third with a 3-1 record. Heat Check Gaming were in fourth with a 1-3 record, and Grizz Gaming were rounding out the group with a 0-4 record. Let's look at the teams not moving on and what I think they can do better moving forward. The Celtics played very well all day today, and it was very unfortunate that they're not moving on. The Celtics could have easily got the #1 seed in this group if they didn't have an epic second half meltdown versus the Mavs. Now let's look at Heat Check Gaming. Many people predicted the Heat to be one of the best teams this season, but it didn't look like it throughout this tournament. In their first couple games, they had 24K drop-off and hotshot both on inside builds. This didn't give either of them much room to work in the paint. In their final game, they moved Majestic to shooting guard and let him run a lot more 5-out. This created a lot more spacing, which is something I think they need to do moving forward. They were also very careless with the basketball, and if they want to have a good season, they're going to have to cut down the turnovers. So far, the Grizz are looking like the worst team in the league as they finished with 0-4. They didn't get much production out of their #1 pick, winner stays on. One guy who did play well for the Grizz was Authentic African. I think he needs to be the centerpiece of the offense if they want to be competitive in any game this year. Now it's time to look at the matchups moving forward in the tournament, and I'll give my predictions on who I think will win. The first game is between the Jazz and Cavs Legion. Hood has been great all tournament long, and I don't see it stopping here. I have the Cavs winning and moving on to the next round. Next up, we have what is in my opinion the best game of the first round as the Pacers take on Blazers 5 Gaming. The Blazers are known for throwing it down to the paint with one wild walnut and dat boy shots. However, the Pacers have the best defensive big man in the game in Tucker's locked up, and I think him and Wolf are going to be too much, and the Pacers will be moving on to face the Cavs in the second round. The third game of the first round is between Pistons GT and the Warriors. I have the Warriors taking a narrow victory behind excellent play from Beast Move. And finally, the last game of the first round, 76ers GC taking on Mavs Gaming. This would be a great matchup between two very good point guards in Radiant and Dimes, but I have the #1 overall pick, Dimes, proven that he's the best player and moving on to the next round. Now let's look at my projected second round matchups. We have the Pacers taking on the Cavs. The Cavs are a very one-dimensional team on offense, and not only do the Pacers have the best inside defender, they have the best perimeter defender too in Wolf. And I think Wolf will slow down Hood just enough for the Pacers to take a victory and move on to the finals. And on the bottom of the bracket, we have the Warriors taking on the Mavs. Once again, I think the Warriors, led by Beast Move and Vert, will be too much for the Mavs, and we will see a matchup of the Pacers taking on the Warriors in the finals. And my prediction for who wins the NBA 2K League tip-off tournament is Pacers Gaming. I think Wolf will continue to dominate on both sides of the ball, and he will be named the MVP of the tournament. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.